Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum, my dear students. How are you? Hope that all of you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah and passing a very pleasant time with your family members. All of you know that COVID-19 or coronavirus is the highest peak in Bangladesh. So stay home, stay safe. This is Mojam Hussain, lecturer in English, Raju Gupta, Model College. Today, I would like to present before you a lesson from Unit 13, Lesson 2, as a preparation of your pre-test exam. And the title of the lesson is Folk Music. I think more or less you are interested in music, and we can categorize this music in three groups: classical music, folk music, and modern music. At first, let's come to classical music. Classical music means that form of refined art or refined music, and we can include Rabindra Sangeet or Nazrul Giti in this group. Folk music is usually produced by illiterate person or semi-illiterate person. Suppose Jari, Shari, Bhavaya, Bhatiali. This type of song are maybe included in folk music. And then modern music. Modern music, by modern music we mean any kind of contemporary song that is introduced our society nowadays. Let's start our lesson today. Before starting our lesson, I would like to say that most of the students are not interested to read your textbook. You show your unwillingness to read your textbook, but you usually focus on grammar items. But there are some questions like MCQ, question answer, flowchart, information transfer, writing summary, sometimes maybe close test or rearrange are set up from your textbook. So if you don't read your textbook very carefully, you will lag behind and you cannot do it in the exam. Sure, you cannot do it in the exam. And for better preparation, you have to read a passage for 2 times at least. At first read the passage and then look up the meaning of the new words which meanings are not known to you. Then you can read the passage for the second time for better understanding. Okay, let's start our lesson. Unit 13, Lesson 2. This is a very large passage, I say, and there are 2 pages. It is possible to make 2 model questions from this passage. The first page and second page may be set up as different model questions here. Okay. Folk music consists of songs and music of a community that are uninfluenced by any sophisticated musical rules or any standard music styles. Here, if you find out the meaning of sophisticated, what do we mean by sophisticated? Refined. We can say refined. Okay. Bangladesh has a heritage of rich folk music, which includes both religious and secular song. Secular, by secular we mean any worldly or material. Folk music may be described as that type of ancient music which springs from the heart of a community. Spring from mean originate from or come from. Based on the natural style of expression, uninfluenced, it is a natural expression of common people, uninfluenced by the rules of classical music and modern popular song. Any mode of or form created by the combination of tune, voice and dance may be described as music. By music we mean that presentation on the stage, at first writing lyric, then making tune, and presenting on the stage by dancing. That may be said in case of folk music also. The combination of folk song, folk dance and folk tune may be called folk music. For example, baul songs are a combination of tune, music and dance. When we say in stage performance, we see that the baul singers perform any song by dancing on the stage. Folk music has the following characteristics. So there are some features of folk music. Firstly, it is composed by rural folk on the basis of ancient rules transmitted orally. So it is introduced orally for ages after age, and it is not usually in written form. These ancient rules of music have not been influenced by classical or modern song. So folk music is totally different from modern or classical song. Folk songs may be sung in groups or individually. So one can sing this type of song in groups or maybe sung in individually also. No regular practice is required for folk song. So we don't need any practice for this song. It is composed and performed by illiterate or semi-illiterate people. As folk music is not a refined form or sophisticated form, so it is written and tuned by illiterate person or semi-illiterate person. It is a spontaneous expression in easy language. Spontaneous expression. Spontaneous means that comes naturally from our heart. Local dialect. So there are uses of dialect or local dialect in folk music. And simple tune. The tune of this kind of songs are totally different from modern song, and it's very simple. Both words and tune are appealing. It appeals to our heart, to our mind. Despite its universal appeal, it uses local dialect. It has a universal appeal. You know that there are some folk song festivals in Bangladesh in which many international famous artists perform there. But they uses local dialect. It depends upon nature and rural environment. The surroundings, rural surroundings have a great influence for writing or composing any folk song. It is an explicit manifestation of joy and sorrow of daily life. By explicit, we mean very clear. Explicit means vivid or clear, and manifestation. These are the keywords that you have to know the synonym and meaning here. Manifestation means expression. Expression. So it is an explicit manifestation. It is a clear expression of joy and sorrow of daily life. So folk music presents our daily happenings, daily life. It uses simple and natural rhythm, very simple rhythm. It contains a strong emotive expression of human love and separation. So sometimes folk music is composed about human love and sometimes about separation. And here is a new word, emotive, that comes from emotion. So you can use passionate as a synonym. Passionate is the most alternative synonym of emotive. Let's go to next page. In Bangladesh, folk music has great variety, with songs being composed on the culture, festivals, view of life, natural beauty, rivers and rural and riverine life. Our daily life, our riverine life, that is much influenced by our folk song. These songs are also about social inequality and poverty, about the material world and supernatural. Supernatural means beyond natural, which is beyond natural. Mystical songs have been composed using the metaphor of river and boats. So there are some folk songs which have the metaphors of rivers and boats. We can use synonym of metaphor here. Metaphor. Imagery. Or image of different things that is presented as metaphor. Since the I mean that when any artist or musician compose any folk song, it may have a great influence of our rivers and boats. Since the river is basically riverine, the Bhatiyali forms an important genre of folk music. Genre means classes or category. Folk music is formed and develops according to the environment. So environment has a great influence here, I say. Differences in natural environment are reflected in the people of different regions. It varies also according to different regions. Different regions have different musics, different dialect. The dialect too vary across the different regions. Suppose the people of Noakhali, Borishal, Sylhet, they have different dialect, different words, and that are also introduced in different songs. Bangladeshi folk song therefore varies from region to region. Thus, there are the northern Bhawaiya. Bhawaiya song is popular in north part of Bangladesh. The eastern Bhatiyali and the southwestern Baul song. The culture and lifestyle of different tribes have also been influenced folk music. We know that almost 40 or 44 ethnic group live in Bangladesh, and they have different lifestyle, they have different cultures, which have a great influence on our folk song also. Tribes like the Shautal, Garo, Hajon, Chakma, Manipuri, Tripuri, Marma had interacted with ethnic Bengali culture and lifestyle over the years. The interaction has been clearly reflected in the richness of folk music. So this kind of interaction between different cultural group, different ethnic group have a great influence on our folk song or folk music. Folk songs may be sung individually or in chorus. Chorus, I think you know the meaning of this word chorus. Chorus means group of singers. Chorus means group of singers. So it may be sung individually or in groups. Folk songs sung individually include Baul, Bhatiyali, Murshidi, Marpoti, while songs sung in chorus include Kobigan, Leto, Alkap, and Gombhira. If you know that in Chapai Novamos and Rashid, Gombhira song is very popular. There are characters like Nana and Nati, who perform about the contemporary issue by Gombhira song they present. Some songs are regional in character, but others are common to Bangladesh and West Bengal. So this kind of songs are very popular and have similarity in West Bengal and Bangladesh. Similarly, some songs belong distinctly to one religious community. Distinctively means specifically to one religious community, Hindu or Muslim. Other cross religious boundaries. There are some folk songs which crosses religious boundary, which belong to all people of all religion. Some songs belong exclusively to men, others to women, while some are sung by both men and women. Some songs are usually sung by men, some songs are made, composed and performed by women only. And suppose Geet, in any marriage occasion, the women perform Geet. Thus, only women compose and sing Brotogan and Meli Geet. But both men and women participate in roof beating song that are sung while beating down and farming rooftop. When there is any repair in rooftop, there is an introduction of roof beating song, which are sung both by men and women while working. Here is a list. You can see here is a list of songs that are introduced in different parts of Bangladesh and West Bengal. Baul and spiritual song that is introduced in Birbhum and Kustia. Jarigan that is introduced in Dhaka, Mymensingh, Sylhet, Faridpur and Murshidabad in West Bengal, in India. Bhawaya, Kuchbihar, Rajshahi, Dinajpur, Rangpur and Pabna. Gombhira Gan are introduced in Rajshahi and Malda. Wedding songs are introduced in all regions of Bangladesh. But this kind of tradition is decreasing nowadays, I say. Roof beating song that is introduced in northern regions of Bangladesh, all parts of northern. Sharigan, the lower marshy regions of Sylhet and Mymensingh. Bhatiyar is introduced in nearly all regions of Bangladesh, and pastoral song is introduced in Dhaka, Mymensingh, Faridpur, Sylhet and Hobbyganj. So this is the list of folk song. There are some questions here which are set in your textbook. You can see. How is folk song defined in the excerpt? Can you add some thoughts of your own to definition provided? Folk song is defined as you can find in the second part of the passage. The combination of folk song includes folk dance, folk tune, may be called folk music. We can also say that this kind of folk song or folk music is usually composed by illiterate or semi-literate person. What are the characteristics of folk song? You can find the answer here. Characteristics. There are 12 features which are shown here in the third part of the passage. In the third para, like being introduced orally, not influenced by classical or modern song, sung in groups or individually. This kind of features you can write here. According to the excerpt, folk song have great variety in Bangladesh. What are the other some varieties of folk song that you know about? Here is a list of songs that is introduced in different parts of Bangladesh, like Baul and spiritual song, Jarigan, Bhawaya, Gombhira. You can write this. Okay. Can you give some examples in support of the observation? How many tribes or ethnic groups have been mentioned in the excerpt? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 7. There are 7 ethnic groups that are introduced in this part of passage. The excerpt mentions several types of classes or folk song from different regions of Bangladesh. How many of these are familiar with? And you can write that. You can write any parts of this folk song. Suppose you can write that I am introduced with Gombira song, which are introduced in Russian Malda, and here Narayan Nati perform many contemporary issue here. In Bangladesh, folk song has great variety. Why? You can write that in Bangladesh there are great varieties of folk song because there are many ethnic groups, almost 44 ethnic groups living in Bangladesh. They have different lifestyle, and according to different regions it varies also. Suppose Sylhet, Borishal, Noakhali, Mymensingh, Netrokona. Here they are introduced of different kind of dialects, so they are introduced of different kind of folk music also. Okay, then there are some short notes that are asked to explain here. First one is classical music. By classical music, I introduce at first. By classical music, we mean that any refined form or sophisticated form of music. Then riverine life. Riverine life by we means that our life that is based on river. Our lifestyle is based on river. Regional character. All the folk songs have some regional boundaries, and it uses local dialect here, so it has regional character. Lifestyle or culture is the part the way in which we lead our life. Chorus, I told you earlier that chorus means a group of singers who perform on the stage by singing. Okay, there are some words you are asked to transform it in as noun form. Suppose describe, 7a. Describe, usually used as a verb, but you are asked to write its noun form. All of you know its noun form. Description. Then transmit. So what should be the correct noun here? Transmission. From transmit, the noun form is transmission. Compose. So the noun form of compose is composition. Then vary. Vary is used as a verb also, and the noun may be variation. Interact. Interact is used as a verb, and the noun should be interaction. And the last one, reflect. The correct form of noun is reflection. So this is the noun form of these words. You have to increase your vocabulary also, and you have to know different parts of word. Okay, now I will focus on writing flowchart. How can you present a flowchart on your copy? Because there are students who are making mistake in the exam copy. We are telling in the class again and again, and they are writing in their own way. And the correct way to present a flowchart. Suppose if you are asked to write the features of or characteristics of folk song here, write a flowchart showing the features of flowchart. How can we present here? Suppose question number 2. So at first in your copy, you can write, usually flowchart are set up with question number 2. So you can write in your script answer to question number 2. Then you can give a title here, a flowchart showing the features of folk songs is given below, or you can control here, a flowchart showing the features of folk song or folk music is given below or presented below. Okay, you will be given one clue in your passage. You have to write other clue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. In your copy, you should present a flowchart beside each other like this, as shown in your question paper also, and your your what should be your answer should be very relevant to the questions, and you can edit it, you can modify it according to the demand of the question. But what can you present in the answer? You can write any phrase. In a flowchart, you can never write any clause or any sentence here. Every time you are asked to make a flowchart, you have to put a title here, and you have to make 6 boxes beside each other, and you have to put arrow marks here, and then in each box you can use a phrase here. The phrase may be noun phrase or adjective phrase or infinitive phrase or participle phrase, maybe present participle phrase, past participle phrase, perfect participle phrase. This kind of phrase you can introduce here. You can never use a clause or sentence. Then you are not getting any marks here. Okay, so your presentation is very important, and your answer should be very relevant to the question. If you are asked to write features or characteristics of folk song, there are 12 features presented here. So you have to write only, you have to select only 6 from here. So you can write features of flowchart, that is transmitted orally. You can put number here, 1. Transmitted orally. So folk songs are transmitted orally. It usually doesn't have any written form. Then required no regular practice. It does not need regular practice. One can perform this song very easily on the stage, and folk songs are usually performed by illiterate or semi-illiterate persons. So I am not writing any clause or phrase here. Performed by illiterate or semi-illiterate persons. Then uses of local dialect here. Usually local dialect are used in folk song, as it is not refined. Simple and natural rhythm. Simple and natural rhythm are presented by folk song, and may be sung individually or in chorus. So there are many features of a folk song. We write 6 points here, and when you end your boxes, you can put a closing mark here. I cannot draw it very accurately, but if in your exam copy you should use a pencil. You can give a title by using a pen, and you can use a pencil to draw these boxes, and then you can write your answers using pen, and you can put a closing mark here. So this is the presentation of flowchart. I repeat again that you can never use any sentence or any clause here, then you are not getting any marks, and you should put each boxes beside each other. Okay. Okay, I would like to finish the class about writing summary, how you can write a better summary. I'm not sure. I think it is question number 3. Okay. Writing summary. How to write a summary. Actually, there is no uniform or universal rules of writing any summary of a passage, but there are some recognized rules that we follow. We suggest the students to write that your summary should be 1/3 of the main passage. But it may vary. It may vary according to the demand of the questions. But usually we suggest the students to write 1/3 of the main passage. The passage which is given or presented on the question, you should write 1/3 of the given passage. Okay. Then your summary must highlight or focus all the major points. The points which are discussed in the passage, your summary should highlight all the major points or focus the main points. Don't go for any explanation or details. Just focus on the main ideas. Don't go for details. Okay. Then actually, I like to mean that your summary should be like a mirror. In mirror, we can see ourselves. So when teacher examines your copy, he or she can very easily understand that you present all the main ideas of the passage through your summary. If the teacher reads your summary, he can or she can understand the whole passage. So that should be your target of writing summary. Okay, avoid all kinds of quotation or comment. You should not, some students present quotation by using inverted comma, but you should not write this in summary. Okay, then your summary should be third person narrative. There are some passages in your textbook. Suppose I can remember the story of Amerigo that is presented in first person, but you can write a passage in first person. You should always write your summary using third person point of view, third person narrative. Okay, then okay, these are the rules that you should follow. One more point, that it's not a rules actually. Don't copy from the passage, rather use your own language. You should present the same passage but in your own language. Don't copy. There are some students who are using 2 or 3 sentences from the starting of the passage and one from the middle and one from the ending of part of the passage. But this is not the style. You should not copy any sentence from the passage. You should use your own language. If you copy this sentence from the passage directly, then you get less marks for writing 2 or 3 or 4 like this. So these are the rules you must follow while writing a passage. You can follow these rules again and again. And I don't ask you to memorize these rules. I write these rules that you follow in writing a passage so that it has a correct reflection in your copy. You just memorize it and don't practice or don't write it on exam copy. Then you need not learn it. You must learn this and use it practically for your exam copy. Okay, thank you, dear students. I would like to finish today, but before finishing our today's lesson, I would ask for some homework today. And homework is okay. Write the summary as I discuss in details how to write a summary. So I ask you for writing summary as a homework from this passage. Write a summary of this passage. Focus on. I write a first page. There are 2 pages. It is a large passage. But I asked you to write the summary from the first page only. You should follow the first page and you should read at least for 3 times, find out the new meanings that I write on the board, and then you can write your summary, and your summary must focus on all these rules that you should write on top of the passage, highlight all the main points, avoid all kinds of quotation or comment. You should use third person narrative. This is given in third person, so you don't need to bother about it. And you cannot copy from your passage. You should write your own language. You must follow these rules and write the summary of this passage in your homework copy. Thank you very much.